Hey Cardfighters, Chris here from Vanguard Central, bringing you a Dark Rex deck profile. Very fun deck, and so we'll just get into it. Our starter is Baby Tarot. We use a grade 3 searcher in this deck because grade 3s are super important. You want to get your Dark Rexes. There are some other starters you can use in the deck, like, what is it? Babysaurus? Baby Rex? Yeah, Baby Rex. Just to get that grade 3 out and do some extra shenanigans. You could possibly do a double Dark Rex turn if you did that, but I like Baby Tarot just in case you don't have Dark Rex. You want to go for that, you can try to pray and get Dark Rex in your hand. Also helps you stride with no stride fodders, which is super important. I'll start with the stride zone just because it's useful to know for the rest of the deck. We have 4 Madu, and Madu's the king with Dark Rex because you get to, supposing you're already on a 10k base, you can stride with Dark Rex, and then you can bring Dark Rex back to your hand. So, and that's kind of the whole Dark Rex combo play, which you can use Dark Rex's effect over a stride, and kind of pressure your opponent a lot with that. So that's why we have that. We have 2 Blizzas for power pushes late game after you've used Madu a lot. The deck is stride focused, even if it's not like a stride break unit, GB2 unit, whatever you call it. So this can get up to really high numbers late game. We have 1 Arc Raider to give some on-hit pressure, especially if you need to retire a pesky unit. You can kind of pressure your opponent into taking that. And then we also have 1 Pearly Titan because the deck does run Ancient Dragons, and it can set up some pretty silly situations if you ever mirror match, because they might try to go for the Pearly Titan play using Baby Rex, but then you're like, nope, I'm going to Pearly Titan you back, which is pretty funny in my opinion. But it's a very good card if you do have it. You can set it up sometimes in this deck, but mainly just going to be Blizza fodder most of the time. For the grade 3s, we'd be crazy if we're not running 4 Dark Rex in a Dark Rex focused build. A lot of people would say to run 3 Dark Rex maybe and put it in another, like an Ancient Dragon deck with 3 Dark Rex, but that's not what this deck is about. This deck is about Dark Rex and Dark Rex only, so that's why we run 4 of him. And just to help explain the deck a bit more, just for those of you that don't know what Dark Rex does, while he's in your hand, you can place him in the bind zone, and you can give one of your Tachikaze plus 3,000. So that can help you hit some higher numbers, and gets him into the bind zone for his limit break effect. His limit break effect is while he's in the bind zone. If your grade 3 or greater Tachikaze Vanguard misses, attacks Vanguard and misses. Sorry. Okay, it doesn't have to attack Vanguard, but that shouldn't be much. If your attack misses when you attack with a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, you can retire 3 of your rear guards and then ride Dark Rex from the bind zone. And as I mentioned before, you're going to be able to do that over a stride, as it says grade 3 or greater. So just the basic idea of the deck is you use Madu, you stride Dark Rex with Madu, and you're on a 10k base. You get Dark Rex back, and then you're going to send him in the bind zone and set up his effect for the attacks. So that's the whole idea of the deck. Just getting that out of the way. Very, very fun. Kind of like Abyss, poor man's Abyss, if you will. We have, just to get out the rest of the grade 3s, we have 1 Tyrannoquake. We have 1 to bump us up to 9 grade 3s, and so you might be wondering what the last grade 3 is. And I'm going to keep that a secret because I think it's kind of a bomb. No one's going to expect this. So we have 1 Tyrannoquake because he's a very good card. I only ever want to ride him if I don't have any other grade 3s. Right, if I don't have any other grade 3s and I get stuck on him, I'm going to be really sad. So I chose Tyrannoquake because he's very good even when you aren't able to stride, even when you aren't able to do anything else. Because if I have any of the other grade 3s, I'll probably ride them over Tyrannoquake just to get that 10k base so I can start spamming Dark Rex more. So what really makes the deck tick is the 10k Ancient Dragon Stego Buster. This card is amazing as much as you guys might want to think. He just makes the deck flow really well, lets you use a lot of the Ancient Dragon support, which is much better than the generic support in Dark Rex, and is also a 10k base for Madu. Other interactions, unboosted, you can use his Counterblast effect to make him a 13. So you could actually use Dark Rex's skill to bind, give him +3, and then attack using his skill, make him 16 unboosted, which is really strong too. So you can never underestimate that part of it. And he just really flows very well with the deck. And I expanded into a lot of things. I tried Ancient Dragons with Legions, and I felt like I was just playing an Ancient Dragon deck, and I just tossed Dark Rex in there. I tried generic, just full-on generics with Dark Rex, and it just wasn't as powerful as I would have wanted it. This guy really brought together both the power of the Ancient Dragon and the 10k base, which makes Dark Rex just so fun and much more powerful than if it was just generics. For grade 2s, we have a pretty common Ancient Dragon lineup. We have the 4 Dino Crowd as an eater, getting some high power, eating your guys, getting those multi-attacks with Ancient Dragon Tyrannobite, which we also have 4 of. Very good. It does work with Arc Raider, right? Because you can kill him, get some extra attacks even on stride turn. Very powerful card, and obviously the mate for the 1 Tyranno Quaker you run, letting us do that. We have 3 Ancient Dragon 10Ks. This is a really good card. It helps out a little bit with some numbers, not too much with the numbers, but mainly just for that early defense. The deck can play the grade 2 game. If you want to, you can stick on this guy. And it also helps sometimes because we don't have a lot of 11Ks in our deck we only have one 11K actually to go for Pearly Titan effects. So if your opponent has a 10K, you could have a 10K, and it just helps Pearly Titan go off. If they have a grade 3, you can have him. For grade 1s, we have 4 Perfect Guards. Obviously not a super Ancient Dragon focused deck, so Arcbird is just fine. We have 4 Iguana Gorgs. Again, for that Ancient Dragon engine, very powerful early game, helps you get that grade 2 game going, as well as Arc Raider, as I mentioned. One thing that is really important to note, Dark Rex does not work with Iguana Gorg or Tyrannobite, because you end up, before you can pay for Iguana Gorg's ability, you end up riding Dark Rex, and he's not an Ancient Dragon, so you won't be able to use Iguana Gorg's effects anymore. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but the power of the Ancient Dragon grade 2, and just in general, before you get to start Dark Rexing over and over again, is very strong, and it's worth playing just because of that. Again, going with that early rush type idea, we have 10k attackers for Ancient Dragon, and just going for power early, and that's super effective at crippling your opponent and pressuring them with Dark Rex later. We have 1 Beam Tarot. This is really good because when you rewrite Dark Rex, if you don't leave the Vanguard booster standing, he's going to be a 10k attacking Vanguard, and that's kind of like really underwhelming because they can drop a 10k shield and no pass you, and that really sucks. So I like to have the 1 Beam Tarot just to hit him up to a little bit higher tier. That 13 makes him a little bit more scared to 2 to pass you, just because it is a 2 to pass, a 10k for a 2 to pass instead of 10k for no pass, which makes a huge difference. So just got the 1 of those in case it's needed. Not always needed, because you can, like I said, just go for a play where you leave the Vanguard booster as stand. And lastly, for the triggers, we have 4 Dino Dial. Helps you unflip a lot. It was really good early game. Not so much late game, because you don't need to unflip late game, as Dark Rex doesn't cost anything. Which is good to note, right? Dark Rex doesn't cost any counterblast, so you can go super ham with your counterblast early on the Ancient Dragons, and then switch to Dark Rex and not have to worry about it. 4 more crits, that makes 12 crits, and then the craziness, even 2 more crits, so we're getting 14 crit and 2 heal. And we have that split because when I was running 4 heals, I found a lot of times I would heal out of Dark Rex, and that really sucked. Because Dark Rex is your main power play, and if you heal out of being able to do that restand, you're just losing a lot of pressure from your deck. The other reason is that Dark Rex, for those opponents that do know what he does, know that your Vanguard needs to miss for Dark Rex to go off. So if they don't think they can guard that extra attack with a Dark Rex restand, they're just gonna go ahead and no guard your Vanguard, even if they're at 4. It's kind of like that Descendant effect or Dark Rex effect, where they know you can't do your effect unless you miss. So they're not going to guard and hope you don't crit them. But you have 14 crits, so obviously you're going to crit them. Puts them in a situation that they might not realize they're putting themselves in. So that's why we have the crazy 14 crit 2 heals. Just enough heals to keep your advantage up, but having enough crit pressure that people who decide to no guard Dark Rex are just going to die. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked our Dark Rex video, the Dark Rex Stego Buster combo. I don't think anyone, if you haven't tried him, definitely try him. If you're trying out Dark Rex, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. And please give us a like, it helps out a lot. Comment down below if you have any questions, any thoughts about the deck. Like, what do you think about 14 crit in this deck? What do you think about Stego Buster? Do you think I'm an idiot for running him? Or do you think it's a stroke of genius? And please subscribe for more content. And also, #DarkRect, Vanguard Central, out.